Come along and bring aboard all your hopes and dreams. Together we will find everything that we're looking for. Dandelion leaves. Ugh. It's the hippie shit I be trying to do. Now I got floaties all in my tea. Hey, I'm Mr. Hippie Addy back with another video. And welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you guys for tuning in with me today while we talk about how OnlyFans models are really ruining society. Let's get into it. Okay, so my number one problem with the OnlyFans creative sphere, model, really just everything they have going on is not leaving anything, and I mean anything at all, to the imagination. I really just typically don't want to be scrolling on social media and next thing I know, I see somebody's bumhole just right there in my face. I didn't consent to that. I didn't ask for that. I don't want that. I get that sometimes it comes with a little content warning, but baby, most of the times it just be out there for everybody out in the open. And I just feel like, you know, I used to have to go to a certain website for that. And now it's just out and pop that cat all over the internet. And what really sucks is that little girls are seeing this. And so back in my day, you would be terrified to be exposed. I remember one of my friends was exposed and she was horrified to have her nude pictures be plastered on Instagram. Was just heartbreaking. And she wasn't an ugly girl or anything like that, but it's just the very intimate and sensitive pictures are just right there on the internet. You can pay $5 for them to get sent straight to your phone. And it's crazy. It also kind of brings me to my second point, which is this false sense of connection that people have fostered with their favorite actresses, if that's what we call them these days, and models, I guess. Anyway, made it has made little girls and young women feel like, well, this is the only way to show what I have is if I just put it on the internet. How else are they gonna know that I got it to give if I don't put it out there? And instead of forming genuine connections with people based off of what, we have up here, it's based off of what we got down here and how much and how far we're ready to spread that. And it's disturbing more than anything. We have to also remember that it's not just grown women on the internet. There are little girls, little impressionable girls who parents are already failing them by not making sure that they're not being exposed to this content, but also they're being exposed to this content and they're being normalized in their little prepubescent brains, and they don't already have those skills to determine whether this is something that is acceptable for them or in general. Even if you think about the false sense of relationship with the OnlyFans models and their fans, 9 times out of 10, when you are messaging your favorite OnlyFans model and having her text you all these crazy things and send you all these pictures, you are talking to some random dude named Raul in Mexico that's getting paid 15 pesos to do this for her. What are you talking about? These girls do not care about you, okay? But flipping it from the little girls, for our little boys, for our young men, this is such a confusing time to grow up in. Our young men are now learning that this is what girls do. This is now going to be their view of young women because these kids are not going out talking to each other anymore. They're only meeting each other through social media. So now that actually brings me right into my third point of it's also really normalizing casual sex. And I understand I might be a wee bit conservative, and I'll take that and I'll accept that and I'll put that on the chin. But you're right. I was born and raised in Texas, and out here, where I'm from, with my family, we have morals and we have values. So just running around giving it up to any and everybody in the name of fame, in the name of content, in the name of money, was just never something that I was exposed to as something that was normal. Yeah, I know people do it, and I get that, but it's detrimental to our children. This is a scary time to grow up in. You have to think, well, if I don't do OnlyFans, I'm gonna be broke. Because that's the narrative that's being pushed. Or if I don't give it up, nobody's gonna want me. I remember, personal anecdote here, I remember during my celibacy journey, people told me I was never gonna find a man, or nobody ever gonna deal with me if I wasn't out here having sex. What else was I told? What man you think gonna want you? If you've already done it, what's the point of not giving it up now? Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, blase, blase, blah. And now I'm in a happy and healthy relationship. Crazy. But along with the casual sex, it's also promoting unprotected sex. Now, if we're gonna be real, we're not gonna sit here and act like people are going and typing in respectful intercourse interactions with condoms. Like, come on, we know what the adult entertainment industry is really doing out here, and it's been so normalized to just bust with no repercussions and hit it raw. I don't know how we can really come back from that one. In all reality, in a well-respected adult entertainment company, everybody's tested regularly. I think there are some that even do testing every 5 days regularly, but they're not putting that in the scenes because that's not sexy. That's not getting people going. So with that, not having that extra level of context, a young impressionable kid who is just watching this thinking, yeah, I'm finna try this Spider-Man thing where I get her on the bed and then I get up like this and then I get her like that and then we doing all that. They're gonna see that and try to do that and not even think about the repercussions. They're seeing the, gosh, I don't want to call it by its technical name. They're seeing the money shot and thinking that that's really that all of this went into it, when in all reality, the money shot is he been did that, and she's just sitting there with something else inside of her that is not. Y'all know. If you don't know, get on my page, okay? Go watch Miss Rachel. But in all reality, outside of those that camera lens and those walls in the real world with the rest of us, it's dangerous for us to just be sitting out here going at it with the plumber. It's dangerous to just be going at it with a lot of these regular OnlyFans models. I'm gonna have to find that. Or this is gonna remind me. There's a guy and there's a woman. There's a woman who was running around, passing things around, passing the incurables, itchies. No, she wasn't even passing the itchy scratchies. The itchy scratchies was the least of her worries. She was passing the autoimmune disease around, yeah. And nobody knew for years. Or there was another one. I've seen so many where there's different men who just make it a point to just collect women like freaking Pokemon. And in the midst of that, I can't even say that it's all the way on the dude. Sometimes he be the mess with a woman and knew she had something that didn't care and was just being spiteful because he messed with her homegirl before he messed with her. So now she's mad. So she got to make sure everybody after her gets it too. Because people are spiteful. People are vicious. People are cruel and people are disgusting. I'm not saying that people with STDs, STIs are disgusting. I am saying that people who have those, know they have those, and then intentionally spread those are disgusting. Let me get to my next point. Finally, the sensationalization of it, the industry in general, really takes away from how beautiful and how beautiful and how much of a connection that performing these acts can lead to have you between you and your partner. You know, there doesn't have to be the choking and hair pulling and the slapping and biting and kicking and punching and you dirty bitch all the time or every time. forever. It's okay. And I'm telling y'all, I'm not telling y'all, but I'm telling y'all, I don't kink shame anybody, but I also feel like it's okay to be vanilla. It's okay. Who are all the vanilla people supposed to sit up and be with if all the vanilla people are trying to be kinky? It's okay. And a side note tangent, I don't like the way that y'all portray BDSM in this industry. It is toxic, it's disgusting, and it is so misinformative. It's another really, 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 really big issue that I have with the adult entertainment industry altogether. But I digress. We're not talking about me. Even if you think about from Lily Phillips and the 100 Man and then Bonnie Blue to the 1,000 Man, that's not normal. That's not okay. That's more people than I personally have slept with in my entire lifetime. I can't imagine in a 24-hour period. Nobody talks about how empty you become after you've tried over and over to top your last sensationalized thing that you put out. Now that Bonnie Blue has done the 1,000 Man challenge, what can she possibly do? What's next? Genuinely, what's next? How much more shocking can you be? What else can you do? She's set up and she's made herself this professional cum dumpster. And now what? How do you move forward? You either keep moving forward and keep being even more sensationalized, or now nobody cares about you and you've fallen off and your last biggest thing wasn't important. But I want to just sit up and make this an OnlyFans bashing video because I'm not a hater and I'm not going to just sit up and talk about how somebody get their money. So one thing that I can say that I love that OnlyFans has done for society, and it's made us a lot less afraid to talk about sex. The population is steady growing. We're not asexual reproductive figures. You know what I'm saying? We getting it on. So I do feel like we should have these spaces where it can be a little bit more of an open topic, especially this is me being from the Bible Belt in freaking USA. It's just more of a hush, don't do it. Oh, you pregnant? That's crazy. Hush, don't do it. Again. And I do appreciate the more open dialogue around sex and different kinks and things of that nature. Like, I love that. I do feel like we can have a nice balance where we can be open and honest about what we like to our partners sexually. We don't really have to tell the internet what we like, but we can have these open discussions about sex and also have these conversations be informative. We can make sure that we're educating each other, educating the younger folk, even educating the older folk. We can all learn from each other. So with that being said, that's all I have for y'all today. So I just want to leave y'all with 3 things. If you're going to plaster your pussy on the internet, please make sure that you're okay with that being your image forever. Okay, I'm not going to tell you not to do it because you grown, do what you want. That's your cat, not mine. But I will say, as someone who just went through a phase of just posting whatever the hell I wanted to, there are things that come back up where I'm just like, oh my God. Fuck it, you gotta take it on the chin. So make sure you remember that. Ask yourself, is 45-year-old me gonna be okay with this? Ask yourself, do I want my mama or my granny to see this? Yeah. Number 2, let's stop again letting these influencers make us feel like what they do in their everyday lives is normal. It is not. You do not need to stick a traffic cone up your butt. It's never that deep. You do not need to plaster yourself on the internet for attention. You do not need to be naked in order to get people to pay attention to you. Keep being you, do you, and the people that are meant for you are going to come and be in your life and respect you and treat you the way you deserve to be treated. You don't have to be an OnlyFans model to be successful. Get in cybersecurity. Something. There are so many different ways where even with the same amount of work that they have to put into making sure that they get enough traction to finally get that big. You might as well go get you a degree. You know what I'm saying? Take some online courses, some certificates or something. Little trade school or something. I wish people would look more into trade schools. This is a tangent. Get on topic. Another thing that we need to make sure we're doing is that we're holding our daughters close, giving them the love and attention that they need and desire and crave. So that way they're not going onto the internet looking for it for somebody else. Somebody who is not going to give it, who's going to give it to them, but not in a way that is conducive for them being a functioning human being later on in life. Lastly, realize that the stuff that you see on OnlyFans is acting. Okay? These are movie production. Even the amateur tapes, these are professionals doing professional things. If you are looking at these images online and it's not making you feel good, at least go and try to find different stars to watch. Like, I'm not going to tell y'all to just stop dealing with these people and stop OnlyFans need to go away tomorrow, because it's not going to go anywhere. The adult entertainment industry is not going to go anywhere. I'm just saying that stop letting it and stop putting yourself in spaces where you know it's not good for your mental health. So if you have anything that you feel like I missed in the video, please do drop a comment below and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.